Hi all, Christie of Christie Watts Coaching here. Today I have some interesting things to talk about. Um, as most of you know, or maybe you don't, but I live in Jackson, Wyoming. And so living here, you get to know the community. It's a pretty small place. There's only about 10,000 people here. And in the springtime, lots of people go hike in the mountains and do some backcountry skiing. And lots of times people don't come back. And that was the case yesterday with four guys who went up into the mountains yesterday, and one of them got caught. Well, most of them, they got caught in an avalanche, and one of them didn't make it. And it's so sad and so devastating to see what happens in the community, and also globally. There's another man that I had met briefly who died in Yosemite when he had complications with his wingsuit, and just being in the mountains, and then being in the industry where I was, which I worked for a company which sponsored athletes like that, and uh, so I had met these people and met lots of people like them who have the desire to do these technical things. And I've just heard some people talking about them and their experience, and like, oh, well, no wonder they died. They were totally living on nine lives, and it just upsets me because of how they did it, and knowing these people. And like I said, I didn't know them really well personally. I've met both of them, but how these guys set their life up, and especially the local guy here who had three kids, he had done things completely differently to reduce his risk factors. And I just want you to think about, if you loved something so much, if you loved doing this one activity so much that you were willing to die for it. I mean, do you have anything in your life that's up there with that level of commitment and that level of commitment? It's the only word I can use. I can't even think of anything that's more intense than that you're willing to risk your life to do what you love to do. And not that you're putting your life in harm's way, especially for the snowboarder, the mountaineer who was here. He had taken a lot of precautions. He really knew his snow science. They were taking mellow routes. It's just something that happens. That's freak accidents that the more time you spend in the mountains, the more people you're going to know. But I just wanted to reach out to those people that were saying things about them and say, can you imagine having a love so great that you were willing to die for it? And that's just something to think about. I just want to switch the perspective of people, instead of these people thinking, oh, well, they were going to die at any time. Like, they were doing these crazy things. Like, maybe, but no, most of them were mitigating the risk and had practiced enough in risk management and in situations where they had more safety procedures, that they were able to bring themselves to higher and higher and higher levels with this. I mean, after being in the snowboard industry and snowboarding as much as I have, and like jumping out of airplane or helicopters and snowboarding, I mean, once I have my son, it's different. I won't do that anymore. Or if I do, I won't do it with my husband. We've decided that we're both going to be in different helicopters when we go heli skiing. And, I was really nervous when we go cat skiing, which isn't even quite as intense, but just mitigating that. So knowing that you have a level of proficiency in something, that they've done this 1,000 times, that they've had a whole bunch of like little mini fails, that they know how to do it. They know if something comes up, they have backup plans and backup plans to their backup plans. And they're traveling with people that they know and respect, and know that they have their backs. So they had the safety procedures in place. It's just things happen and things don't always go well. But instead of people talking bad about them, I want you to think about what it took to get to that level, and the respect that they have for doing something that was so important to them, and that they were willing to die for the things that they believed in. It's a beautiful thing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My heart goes out to their families and to their children, and I just want everybody else who's out there saying bad things about them to realize like the level of commitment that they had to get to where they were. And it's really quite impressive. And not to knock it, because most of us will never be there. We'll never be to that level that they are, or to where we can even understand the mindset of those people. But they're amazing, beautiful souls, and they died doing what they love. And so I go back to saying it every time: live your life on purpose. Find what you love and pursue it at all costs, and take out the safety mechanisms and take out what you need to be safe, but take risks. We all need to take risks. Sometimes it pans out and sometimes it doesn't. That's it for me, and that's my take on this. Live your life on purpose.